Yo.
I'm good at that. I'm good at that. I tell you. Probably just what you see on RGL.
Oh, I guess I'm alive. Okay, sorry guys. Welcome to this SMB3 randomizer race between proa007 on your left and then HUmanMustard on your right. I'm the hack, so I'll be doing commentary for this one. So for those of you unfamiliar with Randomizer, Randomizer here randomizes all the levels, the order of the levels in which they are played, the enemies that appear in the levels, as well as the overworld map is somewhat randomized as well. So good to see some of that. And this also, this will be tourney bracket flags too. What that means is there should be end cards, and then hammers will also break locks. So normally hammers in the vanilla game don't break locks, so we'll get to see that here. And you know, as we go through this, we'll try to point out some interesting routing things that occur in this, hopefully to give you guys some idea of what's going on, what decisions they're making, that sort of thing. So as soon, it looks like they're ready, so I'll count them down here, and then we'll get started. Alrighty, so looks like the runners are ready, and they should be off here. So looks like first level we got here is 3-7. And immediately HUmanMustard getting eaten by the boss bass. So yeah, as I said, the enemies are randomized. So this is typically a level where you see boss bass commonly in, and of course Proa getting paragoombed there. Another final boss of Randomizer here. So yeah, it was kind of a little awkward beginning there for Mustard, but he's opting to go in the clouds here and grab the item. This is, a lot of people don't know about this secret. It's pretty nice, especially early on in Randomizer. You can start building some inventory, particularly in this flag set too. A hammer, if he got that, would be particularly useful. But he gets a fire flower, potentially a useful item. It's pretty likely they're going to get a hammer suit throughout the seed, I would imagine, but we'll see what happens. That's at least he's guaranteed to have a Bowser item. So Proa picking up a fire flower in this fortress. Pretty rare to see someone actually go for that power-up box there, but gets rewarded with a flower, which is going to help him defeat this Boo Boom quicker here. So fire is probably, to me, the most valuable power-up in Randomizer. Because it allows you to remove a lot of enemies that can otherwise get in your way in this. So yeah, he's going to want to keep that as long as he possibly can, which in Randomizer a lot of times isn't very long. So all right, so looks like he's fighting some hammer bros here. Nothing you can do about that, and gets rewarded with a hammer, so he's going to be pretty happy about that. It's going to be a very, very useful item for him to use here. So and let's see here, and they find the end of the world right away. So I think he's gonna, yeah, just hammer. But you don't see a fortress on the screen. Yeah, you're just gonna hammer right away. So at minimum, he skipped 2 levels there, or 3 levels there actually. So that's a pretty good hammer usage. Anytime you can skip in this sort of flag set more than 2 levels, you should pretty much hammer every time. So yeah, skipping at least 3 there is really good. Oh. Mustard having some trouble getting some P-speed on the airship, but kind of awkward P-speed, and we get a thick Wendy right away. All right, so looks like 3 hits, but she was doing the quake. So the bosses at the end of the worlds here have randomized HP between 1 and 5, but they also can potentially have that quake mechanic there that normally you see reserved for Roy and Ludwig in the vanilla game. So kind of an awkward stage to fight Wendy on. We see Mustard there just stomping her for going the fire kill because of the awkward arena, as well as she kind of will just randomly wall jump and stomp. So getting her out of there quickly. And looks like he gets a fire flower from the letters. So unfortunately, Mustard getting punished early for going for the item. The good news is, though, he's got Fire Flower going to this next stage, and 7-2 here is a great stage. If he knows the P-speed strat, he can potentially save a significant amount of time here by taking out that boss bass early and then using the P-speed strat. And looks like he's gonna probably forgo that, but he gets a tail, so that's actually gonna help him skip the music notes section. So he's gonna get a bunch of time back here on Pro A and actually take a lead. And oh my goodness, the Paragoomba just coming out from the bottom of the map here and just making things really difficult for Pro A. All right, so Mustard just taking a slight lead here, it looks like. Or they're pretty much in sync, I mean. So yeah, let's see here. Fortress and World 7. So a lot of times in these worlds, the way they're configured is fortresses are generally going to be in the logic. So I believe the way the logic works at minimum is you have to play one fortress or 2 levels. And normally you have to play a fortress. So they're getting a fortress right away in their path. They're both just going to choose to play it. I don't know if they checked. Oh yeah, there was no other pipes. There's only one path here. So World 7 can be kind of a little trolly because these pipes are randomized in terms of where they lead to. So getting kind of a linear World 7 here is really nice as a runner. You don't really know where you need to go. So, or I mean, you really know where you need to go. So they're going to pretty much just do the same thing here. And we see an end card spawn there for Pro A. And he's going to play this. So the items that you get from this end card are going to be randomized and getting some information there. He's definitely going to be tracking that and looking to get things like hammers, clouds, hammer suit, that sort of thing. Anything that'll be useful for him later on. So getting trolled there by the room with a view. But they do find the end of the world. So it looks like they did get the right fortress there right away, being that they only played a level in the fortress. So that fortress definitely was required. And going to be a quick World 7 here. So they're going to be pretty happy with this. No music boxes to set the Piranha Plant to sleep, but not a terrible stage. And they're going to get a music box, which can be potentially useful later on by skipping some Hammer Bros. So good stuff here. Really close race so far. Looks like HUmanMustard would just with a slight stage advantage here. So the Piranha Plant levels in Randomizer are one of the few stages that aren't randomized. Some of the enemies in there are randomized, but yeah, the actual location of the stage itself is not. But you'll notice that the airships are all randomized here in terms of which ones appear when. And looks like we get a thick Ludwig, but he's kind of a wimp, just a one-hitter there. So yeah, we played World 3 and World 7. So I didn't mention this, but the world order is obviously randomized as well. So we don't really know what's coming up until we get there. And looks like World 2 is actually World 3, and he's got a fortress right away. So he's just going to play it right away. And you'll notice that normally this is an auto-scroller, as are the airships, but the auto-scroll is removed in Randomizer. So you get some unique P-speed strats possible as a result for this. And Pro A actually going to deviate a little bit here and check the pipes. So yeah, they're both going to play this fortress based on that configuration. So 2 forts here. Normally World 2 has 1 fort, but the number of forts in each world is also randomized. So this one having 2 and getting trolled here. So this fort is actually going to be useless for them because they're going to have to play 2 levels anyway, and picking up a nice hammer suit from that Hammer Bro. So got his Bowser item. Going to be pretty happy with that. Picking up in 6-8 here. That Goomba Shoe really giving him some trouble. Also getting some nice lag here, as is typical of 6-8. Even in vanilla. So yeah, going to grab that block here, take out some enemies, run through the stage without any issues. Both forgoing the early shell there to try to get P-speed in this section, which, is, I don't blame him. It's a little dangerous. Meanwhile, we get 5 Fortress 1 here for HUmanMustard. So you'll notice the roto discs in this level are spinning the direction, or a direction that normally they're not supposed to spin. So that's actually randomized as well. as well as obviously the fortress enemies themselves. But yeah, so normally this is a pretty easy fortress in vanilla, but in randomizer it's significantly more difficult because they cause such a hassle for you to avoid. So most of the time in this fortress, you see people go through pretty casually like they are right now, just because it doesn't allow you to go quick. And picking up the World 7 airship, which is the longest airship, significantly shorter with the auto scroll removed. So we're gonna get to see some nice P speed. Okay, well, you know, I jinxed it there. It's fine. Proa taking out the double sledge bros here, also picking up his hammer suits. So both having Bowser items, which is good. And we're going to see Roy at the end here. So the Koopalings are always the same, depending on the world. But yeah, the which airship is which will change from time to time. So another vanilla there. Nice 3-hitter. And actually, Proa getting a decent item there. A star is pretty decent in that block because it allows you to skip that last flamethrower. So he's going to get the P speed here. Nice P speed build in the airship. Just doing that full jump at the end. The spinner or the corkscrew there can be a little trolly. So playing a little safe with Morton here. Doesn't want to get hitboxed by Morton because, you know, SMB3 hitboxes and how they interact are an absolute masterpiece. So picking up another hammer suit from the letters. So yeah, the letter items are also randomized. So and World 5 here, so he gets kind of a paradox pipe there, I guess, where, you know, it leads to the tower. So there's one pipe and there's the tower pipe as well. So he finds the tower pipe right away, won't have to use that again. And is going to try to get to that next pipe there to bring him to the sky section of the world. So looks like he's going to have to play 2 levels in order to do that, which this was still the better decision because he would have had to play, I guess, a Hammer Bro in 2 levels the other way. So looks like it's going to pay off here. And yeah, so this is one fort. This fort is actually not in the logic of the game. So the logic assumes that you're always going to take the item here. Sometimes it is warranted to actually play this level because it's going to remove a lock in your way and save you a significant amount of time. So sometimes it is warranted to not play the or get the item, but in this case, it doesn't really matter. So they see the lock already in the bottom section, and you know they don't need to build the bridge. So. But either way, it's going to be nice to have that bridge in case there's a third fortress in the sky. And we get to see 4-1 here with a boss bass. Proa taking out Boom Boom a little quicker there with the hammer suit. So let's see the hammer suit early. It's got the extra one, so nice stuff there. All right. Let's see here. Boss Bass, avoiding Boss Bass, good stuff, good stuff. Not getting Paragoomba'd. Of course, it's the red Paragoomba. It's the less evil of the 2 Paragoombas. And going to the sky here. All right, so 3 levels in the sky. Ooh, and this is not a level you want to see. So I don't think either runner has a cloud that I'm aware of. So they're going to have to play this auto-scroller. This is one of the 2 levels that are still auto-scrolled in Randomizer. So if you're able to cloud this one, it's actually a pretty significant time save. So, if Proa picks up a cloud here, this would be huge. This would be a huge time save for him. And he gets a P-Wing, of course. You know, I guess we're just going to have to see 2 times the Atlantis. It's good stuff. Atlantis with a hammer suit. You never see this, but you love to see it. So yeah, let's just chill out, you know. In an auto scroller, it looks like Mustard taking some damage there, trying to get rid of some enemies. But oh, look, it's a flower, just getting it right back. So not a big deal there. And nice troll enemy at the end here. Of course, it's a blooper. It's always a blooper. It's always a blooper. Okay, but he's going to get out of here without issue, so that's good. It's good to see. You don't want to see anybody take a death on this stage because it's going to lose a lot of time. All right. So what do we got in the 5-6 tile here? All right, 2-1. So this is another stage that can have boss bass. It shouldn't have boss bass with this enemy set, but you know, I wouldn't put it past Randomizer for throwing one in here. So you can see he's using fire to great effect here, getting able to remove some enemies in his way and get P speed. Meanwhile, Proa also finishing up Atlantis, so no deaths here. Good stuff. Alrighty. Let's see here. What is our final stage? So he's actually going to go back and do the coin ship as well. So the coin ship is not auto-scrolled either. You normally don't see these in vanilla very often, and you hate to see it if you do. Using fire to his advantage there, getting a very quick kill on the Hammer Bros. So you're able to actually kill, or the Boomerang Bros, you're able to actually kill those before they throw any boomerangs and save a significant amount of time. And we can see 5-6. So normally vanilla, this is the only stage that has these parabeetles, but there is one lost level, which we haven't seen any lost, or I guess we saw Atlantis, but we haven't seen that lost level. There is another lost level that has parabeetles as well. So, alrighty. Making his way to the airship. Proa not far behind here. So this is a really, really tight race. And we'll see if either of them get the clip here. Normally this clip is just for swag in vanilla, but in Randomizer, it's a pretty significant time save. Yeah, so much so that, you know, Mustard's just going to damage boost through the flamethrowers and get lucky and pick up a fire flower there. So that's nice stuff. And immediately Roy says hello. And was not his boy. Only a 2-hitter, though. So giving him a bit of a moon jump there. So the Koopalings can do that as well. The moon jump. And they do it. Sometimes they can go right through you. So yeah, not too far behind here for Proa. Is able to keep his fire, so we'll see if that comes into play going forward here or not. As I mentioned before, and as we saw in 2-1, it really did help with building P speed in that level. So keeping fire can become a significant advantage for one runner. And we see a fortress split here. So 2 fortresses on the screen in World 6. Does have a leaf, so fire is not going to matter here unless he decides to play other fortress, which he very well may. Is going to check the pipe first. Or, oh, he's spying the card. Okay. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, he's going to get a match here. So that's good stuff. Going to get 2 matches, actually. And so we'll get to see what kind of items he pulls up here. So a hammer could come in really clutch. It seems like Mustard is not playing the end cards. So we got Proa playing them and Mustard not. Meanwhile, all right, 3 fortresses, and they're all towards the beginning of the world. So we might see them just play all of them. Looks like 2 locks at the end of the world. I didn't see any other obstacles yet. So Proa choosing to play this fortress, it looks like. So this is actually a really nice pipe here and not requiring a hammer to go in the other pipe. So that'll be a nice little save for them. And Mustard actually picking the correct fort right away, I think. Yeah, he had to because he only played 1 level. So that's incredible. Really fortunate there. So this fortress from Proa is not going to be required because if you recall, as I mentioned, 1 fortress or 2 levels. So he only played the 1 fortress. So you know there was a lock there. And yeah, as we see, it is still there on Proa's side. So he's going to play this fortress and then check it. So it's not going to be too bad of a loss here, but Proa does go down a little over a stage here because of the end card play as well. They can, in fact, break locks in this flag. So yeah, we saw that in World 3. They were both able to save at least 3 stages in World 3 by breaking the locks. The bosses normally are randomized HP 1 to 5, but yeah, they've gotten a lot of 1-hitters here. So, easy bosses, easy World 1 setup, only 2 stages. You love to see this. I mean, you never see this, but when you do, you love to see it. So, Yeah, only gonna have to play 2 stages. Very nice. Lock right at the end of the world too, so it's not getting in their way. So this is just gonna be nice for Mustard here, who is not playing the end cards. If there's anything good in the end card, it's really going to neutralize any advantage that proa can get here. So they're both really making great time here. You know, it's going to be a little over 20 minutes for 6 worlds, and that's pretty quick. Sub 30 is a really quick seed, and they're both, you know, right on the cusp of that sort of pace. So, all right. So we got 4 Fortress 2 here, which can be a little trolly with the randomized enemies if you couldn't tell. Meanwhile, Mustard able to get a little quicker kill there with the hammers on the boom booms. So nice stuff. And Music Box and the hammer, bro, he doesn't need it. He's got 1 world left, and in reality, where, you know, hammers could potentially be useful, I guess, if there's a lock in the way. But yeah, it looks like he's really getting a nice advantage here by skipping the end cards. And this is the risk you play. If the end cards were giving lots of hammers and clouds, it would have been a huge advantage for proa. But the way the seed's been configured, it's been so quick that he's not been able to get much use out of items, actually. So, and yeah, he's I think he was sub 20 out of World 6, so that's a pretty incredible pace, actually, for a randomizer seed. So, and proa's not going to be too far behind here, maybe a minute or so. Yeah, star usage is, you know, once you get later on in the game and you see a fortress, you might as well use a star. It's pretty useful in a lot of different fortress stages, and getting this extra star here is going to allow him to get P speed in this bottom section here too. So save a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Mustard drawing Piranha Fort, 7 Fortress 2, the best fortress in the game, in my opinion. You love to see this. I mean, I do anyway. I love this fortress. It's my favorite. But yeah, and Randomizer with the randomized enemies, a little more difficult than vanilla. Don't get to build P speed as easily, which it's not easy in vanilla either. But yeah, it's even harder in Randomizer. So did have a hammer suit there. So if you're a player that knows the hammer suit strats for P speed in a level like that, you can get a pretty nice advantage over your opponents. So vanilla ability does come into play a little bit, but it is not the be all end all. And looks like a very nice World 4 as well. 1 level and builds the bridge. And if this goes to that pipe, which it does not, so they are going to have to play at least. Well, he has a cloud there. So the question for me is, you know, is the pipe on the other side there? And I guess we'll never know. Because if the pipe was on the other side, he could have skipped all the levels. But yeah, we're gonna, and we get another nice lost level, beta level here on Mustard's side. Meanwhile, proa making his way through Piranha Fort. Probably doesn't like seeing this, but he's gonna be happy with the result once he plays this one. So yeah, normally the rule is in World 4, since you're always gonna have to build that bridge, you should just play the first fortress you see. I mean, it's the best way to play the world. So because they don't want to go back through the pipe and go back and play this fortress. So yeah, Mustard using his cloud to great effect there, able to skip a level. So he played 2 levels here again. So I mean, it's going to be about 23 minutes out of 7 worlds. So yeah, this is really quick, really good pace. So we're definitely on pace for one of those fast randomizer seeds here that you hear about and never see. But apparently we're seeing, and another one-hitter. So I mean, the Koopalings just did not hit the gym today, unfortunately. So pretty disappointing showing from them. But you know, maybe next time they'll come back and they'll be a little stronger. So yeah, hammers can actually still come in useful in World 8. I don't think it didn't look like either runner. Ooh, probably getting tripped up there. Either runner still had a hammer. So getting some nice P speed though. make it out of that level. Getting a cloud, usually not useful in World 8, but could potentially be useful here if they get a numbered level at the end of the world, so, or somewhere where they can skip it. And Pro A choosing to play the coin ship here could be. I don't recall. I think Mustard actually played this as well. It was, or not. I don't think he played it actually. So he's got a cloud there. That's actually significant since he's getting a cloud from the a letter. Having 2 clouds, if there's a situation where there's a numbered level that he can double cloud over, he can actually save a stage as well. So clouds could potentially be useful here since he's going to get 2 of them. Meanwhile, so World 8 has a lot of pipes, and it's really just checking the pipes, seeing what obstacles in your way to figure out what is necessary to beat the world. So before Bowser's Castle, there could be anywhere from 0 to 3 bridges that you need to build, and the fortresses build the bridges. So they're going to be looking for fortresses here to beat. Also, there could be locks in their way throughout the world that hinder progression. So they're really just trying to find that end pipe to give them the information that they need. And, you know, once they get to that point, they'll just have to find whatever fortresses are required. So yeah, I feel like Mustard didn't check the other pipes first, which is interesting. He's kind of just going through this, this last pipe here. A bit of a gamble, and oh my goodness, it is Bowser's Castle. He played 1 level again, and going for a frog suit kill. So a little extra swag for us, I guess. So yeah, that's good stuff. One of those 2, or he played 2 fortresses actually. One of those 2 fortresses, building the bridge to Bowser's Castle. Oh, and does take damage there. Looks like he's gonna take a death here in order to try to frog suit again. So, oh, I guess hammer suit. Okay, well, either way, I guess he didn't have another frog suit, so he's gonna be sad that he doesn't get the frog kill. But we are gonna get to see the hammer kill, hopefully, and gets the clip there. The clip there actually saves time in Randomizer. Normally in vanilla it loses time, but it allows you to skip these randomized roto discs on the steps here. So that's good stuff. And there's another clip here that will allow him to go straight to the Bowser fight if he's able to get it. But he's going to go the lower route here, having a little trouble getting on the donut. And ooh, that thwomp was coming. So looks like he's going for a different clip to Bowser here. Meanwhile, Pro A finishing up the Boom Boom in 6 Fortress 3. Strangely enough, is a fortress you can generally P-speed normally. So yeah, we're going to get to see at the end of this section that Mustard's in the randomized fireballs from Bowser, which add a little extra level of difficulty. Meanwhile, Pro A also finding the end here. So he's going to make his way through Bowser's Castle as well. Has the hammer suit equipped. Going to be a pretty close finish here, but Mustard shouldn't have any problems getting Bowser kill. Ooh, having some trouble here with the hammers. Having trouble. Does take him out finally. So yeah, the one thing about that fight is it's a little more difficult on the lower section to beat Bowser with the hammer suit. So get your GGs out for him. Pro A taking 1 attempt at the clip, taking the door. I'm going to be finishing up hopefully close behind him here. Waiting out some of these fireballs. Getting a nice trolley one there. All right. No statue laser. And hi Bowser, bye Bowser. So not too far behind. Both runners finishing with a sub 30 here. Mustard's time is a 27:50, it looks like. And Pro A is going to finish with about 28:20. So GG's to both on the quick seed here. And so yeah, definitely if you guys are interested in Randomizer, I definitely highly suggest checking out the community here. There is a Randomizer Discord. They do races multiple times a week. There's a tournament at least once a year as well. So if that's something you feel like you might be into, definitely highly suggest checking that out. Otherwise, you know, if you have questions or anything too, you can always go in and ask. So if you love Mario 3 and you want to play it a different way, definitely suggest playing Randomizer. So with that being said, we did finish a lot quicker than anticipated, but you know, sometimes randomizers can take a lot longer, but this one happened to be quick. So hope you guys have a good rest of the marathon here. And appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us for this one.